Hello and welcome back to another video on the Wrestle Debate and to another edition of NXT 2.0 out of 10. And yeah, interesting show. It's very heavily women's based there. I don't think we got a men's single match, and that must be the first time on a wrestling show I've watched. I haven't seen that for a while, probably since Evolution actually or something like that. But yeah, intriguing show to say, not a bad thing. There's still lots going on in the women's division, and also got some men promo too. NXT kicks off with a recap of Bron Breakker versus Joe Gacy, but the first match was Toxic Attraction versus Wendy Chu and Roxanne Perez for the women's tag titles. Chu came in with flying crossbody on the tag chance before the match started, with her and Dolan in the ring. Perez was tagged in early on and came in for a near fall, but was isolated in the corner as Jane came in with the tag. Mandy Rose and ran interference and blocked Perez before Chu came in with a dive and took Perez out. Perez then tried for the Canadian Destroyer on Dolan, but Jane hit her with a super kick before Dolan got the pin and hitting on press. Charlie then attacked the champions after the match, but Rose knocked her out as NXT continued. And Jack has a 7 out of 10 from me. Good match. For me, the champions retaining is the right result, but it still feels like this has got legs to run on. Before backstage, Creed brothers weren't happy with Roderick Strong's involvement in the match. The Creed said that they were set for a rematch, and Strong introduced us to the new member of the Diamond Mine, Damon Kemp. And yeah, good addition, looking forward to seeing what he does. Before Joe Gacy was out next with 2 headed figures and talked about Bron Breakker having to face the next chapter of his journey. He talked about change and the expansion before asking Breakker to join him in his journey and threatens anyone who stood in his way. So yeah, looks like this feud is continuing. Not really interested in it, to be honest, anymore, but it looks like it is, hopefully just a few more weeks. So Ray then came to chase you backstage and said in Japanese that she wants a mixed tag team match with Grayson Waller and Tiffany Stratton. Chase couldn't understand, but Bodie translated for her, and Chase agreed to the match. Before Ivy and I was holding a fitness challenge in the Performance Centre gym, and we got to see footage of that before the night. But yeah, that's basically a bit of a promo train we got on NXT. Before the next match was the start of the women's breakout tournament, which was Fallon Henry versus Sloane Jacobs. Sloane had the early advantage and got a headlock in before Briggs and Jensen came out to support Fallon, distracting Jacobs, letting Henry get the upper hand with a drop kick and a clothesline. The women took each other down in the ring before Sloane got a Hurricane Rana and a near fall. Sloane lifted Fallon, but the latter managed to break out and hit the Shining Wizard for the W. And Jack gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Decent enough match. I'd say Fallon's probably the best winner at the moment, but it's a match that really could have gone either way. Shortly after, we saw D'Angelo and his goons kidnap Cruz Del Toro from the parking lot and put him in the back of their truck. Before we got Alba Fire, formerly known as Kaylee Ray, taking on the Marlon Miller, and Fire started with Strong going for a crucifix thing on Miller after a series of moves before Miller got a headlock and sent Fire into the corner before taking 2 super kicks and a DDT from the ropes. Fire tried for a goalie bomb, but Miller countered it. She came back with a headbutt and hit the fire bomb, getting the Swanton bomb for the win. And yeah, good win for Alba to kick off, and I've got high hopes for him with this new character, so we'll see where it goes. Before in the parking lot, we saw Carmelo and Trick Williams show up, but slowly occur a lot of doors, but they could get in the building. Hayes said that they would find it hard to do something the other way to get in as NXT continues. Sokoa was out next, and he was talking about Carmelo's Hayes promo tonight. Sokoa said that he was next in line for the North American title, and out all grinds, he said his title match against Hayes would be next week, but promised Sokoa a title match once he was done with that. Trick and Carmelo attacked Cameron in the ring, and Sokoa walked out and wiped the North American champion out. Sokoa came back and took out Williams before he and Hayes ran off backstage. And yeah, intriguing storyline. I'm very intrigued to see with all the different elements of the North American title picture at the moment. Before Santos Escobar called Tony D'Angelo on the phone after one of the Garde went missing, and D'Angelo denied having anything to do with it. And they decided to meet next week to settle the issue. Bloody hell, lots of people going missing at the moment. One of these got an LP done, and yeah, it's all going on. Before Jean Quinn were backstage, and after a run-out with Nathan Fraser, Wesley came in and challenged him to a rematch. Don't bury him again, please. Before we got Andre Chase and Saray versus Grayson Waller and Tiffany Stratton, as promised earlier. Chase and Waller started things off with Becky back and forth. The ladies were then tagged in. Saray and Chase managed to take their opponents down and stomped on them in the ring before Waller and Stratton were sent outside. Chase then called for a teachable moment as we headed for a break. Before back on the apron, Chase held Waller down on the apron, letting Saray hit a sliding kick and taking him out. Stratton then got a splash in the corner and was about to get the pin, but Bodie came in with an air horn and distracted her. Stratton then went after Hayward and hit a crossbody on the outside, but when she came back, Saray rolled her up for the victory. And yeah, gets a 6 out of 10 from me. It was an okay match. I quite enjoyed the mixed tag team dynamics. It makes sense for everything going on recently. But yeah, it was a fine match, nothing special though, so I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Robert Stone and Von Wagner were in a backstage interview when Eka Manjiro attacked Wagner from behind and a brawl broke out before Mandy Rose and Toxic Attraction were backstage and they made fun of Indy Cartwell calling her a loser. And then it's time for a second women's breakout tournament. And late on set is Ariana Grace. Grace, daughter of Santino Morella, of course, started off strong and took Lyons down before locking in an armbar. Lyons was sent into the corner, she got a big slam before Grace tried for an arm again and blocked the Anaconda device, but Lyons broke out of it. Grace then took a big splash in the corner and after a boot to the face took a German suplex. Stevens followed up with a spinning leg kick followed by a split leg and splash for the victory. Anja, good first appearance for her, win for her in the breakout tournament, get a 6 out of 10. Anja, looking forward to seeing more of mini Santino Morella, should I say. The Viking Raiders were backstage and said that they will never be defeated again in NXT, referring to this next week's match against Dynamite before we got Carrie Jade versus Natty. Jade had the upper hand early on as the match started, as Jade hit a Rana on Natty, but trying for the sharpshooter, the boat rolled out of the ring. Back after a break, Jade counters the big moves before getting a knee strike on the ropes. Jade then managed to cancel the sharpshooter before Natty used the ring post to damage her legs. Jade then got a near fall off another knee strike before locking in the sharpshooter but injured her own knee, forcing a break to hold. Natalia then turned it around and locked in the sharpshooter. Jade managed to hold on for as long as she could, but Natalia picked up the win via count out. And yeah, this gets a 5 out of 10 for me. I mean, like, surely the point is bringing down main roster stars, so Cora could get the big win and really be elevated, but it seems like it did the opposite of that and gave a mid-main roster star the win. Yeah, 5 out of 10. And overall this week, NXT gets a 6 out of 10 from me. I mean, like, yeah, there was some good stuff on NXT. Some not so good stuff on NXT, like the main event. I definitely didn't agree with the result in that one. But you know, on the whole, it wasn't a terrible episode. I enjoyed the focus on the women's division because yeah, there's quite a stacked division at the moment. But yeah, on the whole, it was a decent enough show. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. So like, share, subscribe, watch, comment down if you want to. Thanks description for daily wrestling news. Subscribe to my channel on Instagram, and that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.